Jezelle Estrado, and I'm a special education teacher at Perry Street Pratt Charter School. So someone once said that there is strength in numbers, and I would say that there is strength in diversity. I've learned this through my own personal and professional experience. According to statistics, students of color make up 90.3% of the student population in DCPS, and educators of color make up 60.9% of the teaching staff. Although this percentage of educators seem large, especially when compared to other cities, when we take a closer look at the ratio of students to educators, it equates to approximately 3-2. So how does this play out in teacher staffing? And are our students having the opportunity to see truly diverse teacher teams? Despite it being many years since Brown v. Board of Education and the desegregation of our schools, neighborhood and school segregation still exists in our city. How can we ensure that students are seeing true representations of diverse educator teams under these circumstances? It's important that all students, not only our students of color, have valuable exposure to teachers of color during their academic careers. Let us think of the difficulties that many of our students face on a daily basis, including but not limited to community disenfranchisement, poverty, violence in their neighborhoods and too often their homes, lack of role models, and often as a result of all these things, lack of motivation. Now let's think of the impact of not having exposure to an educator of color. This means that a significant number of these students do not have someone that looks like them who can potentially act as a buffer, a mentor, and an instructor in resilience. They do not have someone who can inadvertently and intentionally increase their overall math and reading scores, increase their graduation rates, increase their enrollment in advanced placement classes, decrease their rate of disciplinary actions, including suspensions and expulsions, and decrease their rates of dropout. Some may argue that not only educators of color can provide these outcomes, and while this is true, based on research and statistical evaluation, these outcomes are significantly more likely for students of color when they have educators of color. As we continue to shape policy, we must establish benchmarks and set the standards that will challenge our generations to higher achievement. As we discuss reform and innovation in schools and policy changes, let us now leave out a key component of this discussion, which is recruitment and retention of educators of color. We must continue to speak with a voice that is robust, resolute, impactful, and influential. Representation of educators of color matter not only to students of color, but to all students and to all members of the school community.